Hi guys, just as promised, I am back and today is going to be a card tutorial. Just let me know when you guys are getting tired of my card tutorials and you want to see something different. Maybe I can make my journal pages. Maybe give you guys some ideas on how to create journal pages using your photos. Like I've showed in my video yesterday, I can do some of that. But today is dedicated to a 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 card. And I've decided to use a Mo image. And this is another one of Mo's that she has just released as well. And here she is. This is the one I'm going to be turning into a best wishes card. And she is called What's Cookin'. And let me just zoom in for you guys to see. I think she's just absolutely adorable. And I colored her with Prisma pencil crayons. And as you can see, my tones were blues and pinks and gray for the pot, brown for the spoon here. So what I went ahead and done is I've cut out a 4 by 4 designer paper, and I've decided to use the My Mind's Eye 6 by 6 paper pad, tickled pink, and I thought this pack would be really cute to create for my image. So I picked out my paper from in here. And as you can see, like there's a lot of really versatile and pretty papers. So for the sake of time, I skipped showing you guys how I created the corners. It's basically ribbon cut to a reasonable length, because what you're gonna do is once you place it on top, you're just gonna fold it over and down. And then you can tape it and glue it to the back. And then what I've also done is, because I know what layout I wanted to have, I went ahead and put my pearls at the bottom, at the top side and at the bottom. And how this is gonna lay is like this. So this is going to be the first layer of my card. So we can actually go ahead and glue this down. Okay, our first layer is done. And then the next layer that I've decided to do, there's going to be several layers going on top of this. So what I've done next is cut out one more designer paper, and I believe this one is 3 inches. So this is 3 by 3. And this one would be 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, and this is gonna act as a mat to my designer paper. So that one is going to go on top like this. And what I would suggest is, if you have a sewing machine, is to sew around the edges of your square, because this really does give a beautiful detail to your card. Unfortunately, my sewing machine at the moment is out of service. It's not working, so I haven't been able to use it, and it's driving me crazy. And I've actually spent a long time on it trying to figure out why the settings are all messed up. And yeah, so as you can see, unfortunately, I cannot sew. But I'm gonna go ahead and center my designer paper on my black cardstock and glue that down. So we are done with this layer. I've got another layer, so let's set this one aside before we glue it on top of our card base. And then the next thing I did is, once again, I cut another background black cardstock. And my black cardstock measures at, I believe, 2 1/4. So this is 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. And then I have my designer paper, which is 2 by 2, and that's going to get layered on top. Now this designer paper is not from the My Mind's Eye Tickled Pink collection. I think it was from a Cosmo Cricut paper pack that I used. So we can go ahead and glue the smaller square down. I've never seen a layout like this before, actually, and what I normally like to do is I really do like to come up with my own creations. And if I'm hitting a mind block and I can't seem to come up with anything, then I like to surf the net and see what's out there. So here are my 2 layers. They are not going to go on top like this, so I'll show you exactly what I had in mind. So here is my card base. What's going to happen here is this piece, I want to tuck it under here and put it like that under my ribbon right there. So let's go ahead and add our adhesive. I seem to be using glue like crazy. Okay, and then once I have glued that, I'm gonna just center it, position it exactly the way I want it on my first card layer. So this looks about right. There it is. So the next thing I want to do is layer this square, and this one, rather than tucking this underneath it, I actually want to keep this on top of this ribbon and place it right about there. So we can go ahead and glue this one down. So as you can see, it's a really pretty layout, and it's going to look really cute once it's finished. Okay, so let's take it and place it just about there. That looks nice. Yep, looks nice. I can go ahead and press it down. Now my image, I would like for her to be placed right in the center of my small square. So she's gonna get glued down right about there. So let's add some glue to her. And this is where you might want to actually use liquid glue or your two-way zig. Okay. All right, and I like to have her positioned properly. Yep, she looks just about right. And I added a little bit too much glue, but that's okay. That will actually dry clear. Okay, so there she is. And then my final touch, which is going to be the sentiment. And I've cut out a little mini tag with my Martha Stewart small tag punch, which I love. It's so practical. Just punch away as many as you need. It's quick. And I've handwritten best wishes on there. And then I'm going to position it maybe tuck it right under her dress right there. As you can see, I didn't use any foam tape on this because I didn't want dimensions. Sometimes what happens is when I'm mailing these cards out, it becomes too thick for the envelope, so I tend to keep it quite simple and flat as possible. So here we have finished our card.